Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the first episode of the Dominate podcast. And before we hop into it, I want to just kind of explain what's going on. And I wanted to welcome you. I'm super excited. This is going to be like a weekly or bi-monthly, meaning twice a month, episode I'm going to do with a good old friend of mine, Jack, where we sit down and we talk about an important topic in business, with your mindset, with athletics, whatever it is, on how you can dominate whatever it is that you're doing. And this episode is kind of just us testing things out, so this is not really an official episode. We will have our first official episode out soon. You're going to tell in this one we have some sound quality issues. The topics range from everything from business to middle school fights, so it's kind of just us talking like old friends. But it's entertaining, and much more important, that there are some gems that I and that my friend Jack drop that I think will help a lot of people out. So make sure you guys click that like button if you guys enjoyed it, and leave us a comment. Let me know what you guys would like us to talk about, and I will see you guys on the next one. All right, what's going on? Welcome to the first episode of the Dominate, is what we're going to call it.
Dominate, yes.
The Dominate podcast. This is interesting. I'm looking at the video of ourselves. It's not actually, you guys aren't going to be able to see the video until we get like a little set. But it's kind of funny. We're like watching ourselves talk. And I'm super excited about this. I've always kind of wanted to do a show or a podcast or something like that where I sit down and I talk about the things I love to talk about, because I feel like so often in times we're stuck hanging out with people and talking about things we just don't really care about. And so it's cool to be able to sit down with someone who's my co-host here, who's been a very good friend of mine, and talk about stuff that we love to talk about. And so without further ado, I want to introduce the GOAT himself, Jack. It's Francis. Jack Francis.
Patno.
The GOAT.
Thank you for having me, Spencer.
No, thank you for having me. What do you mean?
I'm excited about this. This should be fun.
I am too. It's going to go extremely well. We're going to have millions of followers, or it's gonna tank. It's gonna do horrible.
Yeah.
But you know what? Everyone, you have to shoot your shot.
You got it.
It's important to shoot your shot.
I mean, and our cover art's pretty cool already, so I'm liking the direction it's going.
I spent a whole 5 minutes on that shit.
Interesting.
So it is legit though.
Little Adobe Photoshop.
Yeah, a little. No, just preview on the Apple computer.
Oh no,
man.
shit.
Just that's what I did, man. I looked up, the Damn album cover.
Oh yeah.
I looked up what font he used, which by the way is just Times New Roman. I mean, come on, guys.
You're kidding.
No, it literally is. And I just fucking I got the Muhammad Ali photo. I just put Dominate with a period. I was like, fuck it.
That's so
Made
sick.
it black and white. I was like, nope, we're done. Logo.
Times New Roman. I mean, that's a sick ass. Like, Damn is iconic. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
And then just use Times New Roman.
That's what I'm saying.
That's hilarious. I don't know why I find that so funny.
Yeah. So anyway, man, I'm excited though. And you know what? I think maybe we should start with why this is even called Dominate. Like, why is our podcast called Dominate? And I know why I wanted to call it Dominate, but I'm curious as to why you wanted to call it Dominate.
I feel like dominate's a good general term, because we're not only going to be talking about business stuff or marketing or online business and entrepreneurship and all that stuff, but like really just the mindset of like going into life and doing like whatever it is you do and just winning. You know what I mean?
Right.
And just dominate. Like kind of like Grant Cardone says, competition is a sin. I don't know if that's Grant Cardone.
That's John Rockefeller. But
okay. I definitely have read that in a Grant Cardone book.
Yeah.
I think it was not the 10X rule, but maybe Sell or Be Sold. He was talking about how like competition, like fuck competition.
Yeah.
And just like.
Well, one of my favorite quotes that I always use when I coach is it's one of my favorite just mottos in life is dominate over compete.
Yeah.
Right. It's like fuck competition. And by the way, if you haven't figured this out already, we're going to be cursing a lot in this podcast. So if you are under the age of 12 and do not want to hear us curse, then
might want to.
Please, parents, make sure your children are not in the room. Okay. So, but yeah, I mean, the whole idea of dominate over compete is like, I'm not trying to go out there and win by like 3. I'm trying to win by 300.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, what do you tell? You coach a basketball team.
I do.
Then you always tell them like we're winning by 40 today.
No, literally, like, I mean, anyone that has seen me coach before, like, I'm going out there to like, I mean, not literally kill the other team, but like figuratively kill the other team. Like,
yeah.
Like I'm not happy with like a 3-point win. Like if we win and it's not by 30, I'm like, well, we fucking played horrible. Like what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, and that's just me. I mean, it's funny. I was talking to one of the players I coached, and for those that don't know, I am, and this is where I think I get this from, is like I'm just extremely competitive. Like, and you've seen it. Everyone that knows me really well has seen my competitiveness. and I get fucking pissed, as you also know.
Oh, I have a funny story after you're done with this about you
Yeah,
being a little
definitely.
too competitive.
But even like with the basketball team I coach, and I coach freshman basketball, and this is, like most coaches, I coach freshman basketball. It's like, I do it for fun too, but it's like, whatever, they do it for fun. They show up, they mess around. But like, no, like I'm there, like I'm watching film, like I'm researching the coaches I'm coaching against, so I know what weaknesses they have as a person, so I can exploit that in my basketball. That's how competitive. It's not nothing to do with basketball as much as I love basketball. It's just I'm so competitive, like I want to win everything.
Yeah.
By 40, and the only way for me to do that is to know everything about the other coach. So
That's so interesting.
yeah. But you said you had a funny story.
Yeah, no, I'll never forget. One time you and I, we kind of were taking a day off and we were playing Monopoly. Okay, and I guess you normally don't lose Monopoly, but I beat you the first game. And, I was kind of having fun with it. I didn't think much of it. And you seemed so pissed off, and you looked at me and you're like, let's play again.
Oh, yeah, I was fucking pissed.
And then you murdered me the second game.
Yeah, I was livid. I was livid.
Yeah.
Because, I just don't like losing. Especially something I'm good at.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we've played one-on-one. Have you beat me one-on-one? Yeah, I think you beat me once.
I got you in one game to like 5.
Yeah.
But I remember I got you in a 3-point contest like the one time.
Oh yeah, and I was pissed.
Because I was like I was
like,
fucking with you and I'm like, oh, I can't shoot, and you were pissed.
Oh, I know.
Oh
I
my
was
god.
fucking pissed.
When we were leaving, I'm like, are we still friends?
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I'll say this too. I was at the gym and I forgot who I was playing one-on-one against. But if I don't think you're good at basketball, and I'm playing one-on-one against you, if we're going to 11, I'll let you get to 10, and then I'll beat you like 12-10. Like, I've done this to a lot of people. But once in a while, that'll bite me, in the ass because, they'll hit like a lucky shot or something and win it. And that happened to me like maybe a month ago, and I was fucking pissed for like a month. Like, I'm still thinking about it. I'm like, fuck that kid. I'm fucking just angry.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I have a similar competitive nature in the GameCube.
Yeah.
So this will be a quick story, but back at college, whenever we're bored, nothing really to do, we do play a little GameCube and Super Mario Baseball.
Okay. Yeah.
And you know me, I played baseball my whole life. I love baseball. I literally it's very competitive with me and some of my friends there, and it's a lot of fun. And I can't explain it if you don't see it, but I fucking dominate in these games. Yeah. I dominate, and I'm going up like 10-0. Then kind of like what you said, I let them back in, right? Get them one run, and then I sometimes I'll let them take the lead, and then I'll hit a walk-off home run with Bowser, and it's game over. But it's one of those weird things I'm extremely competitive about, and if I ever lose one of those games, I'm actually upset. I'm genuinely upset.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because I just don't want to lose.
And that's a question. Is I truly believe, and I think you agree with me on this, is that it's extremely important. If you want to be successful, especially in business, but really in anything, that's not like fucking underwater, like some bullshit. Like, it's anything that's of any importance, you have to be extremely competitive.
Yeah.
Because everything is a giant market. That's what I realized. Like, everything is a marketplace, right? And the people that want to dominate and the people that dominate in any given marketplace are the ones that get all the rewards. Okay, there's this rule called the Pareto Principle, right? It's the 80-20 rule.
Okay, the
right?
80-20 rule, yes.
And so if you guys don't know what the 80-20 rule is, it's basically like if you look at 100% of Target's sales, like 80% of the sales come from 20% of the customers. And it's actually mathematically correct, right? But here's the thing. If you look at success, like you look at okay, out of 100 businesses, 80% of the money is made from 20% of the companies. Like, that is true. But here's what's crazy. Here's what's crazy about it. It's like 90% of the money is made by 1% of the businesses, right? And so I tell you this because, there's only like a handful of people that get the rewards of any. Like, 1% of basketball players make billions of dollars, and the other 99% make nothing, right? So it's like, if you want to be successful, you have to try to be in the 1%.
Yeah.
And you have. I mean, if you're gonna be truly successful at something, like legendary at something, you have to get there. And that's why I think it's so important for you to be competitive. Really. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but.
Well, no, I mean, I would have to agree, because if you think about it, like baseball, basketball, whatever it is, like you look at Mike Trout, he signs like a lifelong deal for however many millions of dollars, right?
Yeah.
And he's the best. But then if you look at all of the players throughout the minors in college baseball who are scraping to even get their foot in the door, right? Mm-hmm. Like, they're, not that it necessarily matters, but they're not getting paid jack shit, right?
Yeah.
And so you have to be the best if you want to actually be on top, and you have to be extremely competitive.
No, absolutely. And it's like, we talk about, like, we've been talking about basketball a lot, but we have like this GOAT conversation in basketball. And it's like, look, Michael Jordan's a GOAT, number one.
Disagree.
whatever. Michael Jordan's the GOAT. Okay, 6-0. Okay, but even if you disagree, okay, who are you arguing with? Kobe or LeBron, right?
LeBron.
Okay, LeBron. Fair enough. But that's like pretty much. I mean, people like Magic. Like no, like I love Magic, but that's not. Kareem, no. Okay, like it's between those three guys for the most part, right? How many people played basketball in the last 100 years? And it's between three people.
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, and let me ask you something, man. Where do you think you got that competitive drive from?
I think my dad. Mm-hmm. I think my dad because he lived in a family with 6 siblings, and he grew up dirt poor, and he literally like at 17 he moved from upstate New York to California to join the Marine Corps, and he just always had a chip on his shoulder, and he was always competitive because if he didn't, he would end up on the streets. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he's a self-made man, and I respect the hell out of him for it. But yeah, I think honestly just my dad, because he's also when I was in 5th grade, I'll never forget. I got like 3 C's on my report card, right?
Yeah.
And it didn't really mean much to me then. I was only focused on playing Pop Warner football and trying to text my girlfriend in elementary school, right? But then,
good old days.
Yeah, but I'd never forget this one day changed my life. He came in and he fucking let me have it. He laid into me. Yeah. He's like, "You are smarter than this. You are better than this." Ever since then, straight A's. Not in college, obviously, because like I'm not trying to fucking ruin my life and just get A's in bullshit classes. Yeah. But what I think those straight A's throughout, middle and high school taught me, which is work ethic. You know what I mean? And now I can apply that to different things, and I feel like I can sit down and work on something for 4 hours straight without looking at my phone. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it just, that competitive edge 100% comes from my dad.
Dude, it's interesting.
What about you?
For me, dude, like, I think it comes from like a couple different places. So first thing is, I have 2 older half brothers, right? And they used to beat the shit out of me in everything we fucking... Not literally. They didn't literally beat the shit out of me, but they would beat the hell out... Actually, sometimes they did beat me, but they would literally beat the hell out of me in everything that we did. Because they were... the oldest one, I think, is 8 or 9 years older than me, and then the second oldest one is like 6 years older. So they were significantly older than me. And they would just beat the house. Like we'd play video games. They just destroy me. Like, and I would get so angry. I'd be like, "Fuck you guys."
That's so funny.
And then we'd play. We didn't really play sports that much together. But when we did, it would piss me off. I'd spend like all summer practicing basketball. Trying to get good. Like my first season playing. These fuckers never touched a basketball. They still beat me because they're bigger.
They're bigger and just
I'm just like, God damn it. That's number one. Number two is, I think, like you said, like kind of just it's instilling from your parents.
Yeah.
Like my dad has always been one of those people who's just like get up early. I don't know if you remember this or if I told you this before, but like my punishments as a kid, it was never like, oh, like give me your phone and like have a timeout. Like that was never it. And I didn't get hit or anything as a kid, but my punishment was like, all right, hey, you did this? Yeah, you did it? Okay, cool. See you on Saturday. And what that meant was like, hey, 4 a.m. Saturday, you're going to have a list of shit to do.
Yeah.
And it was like yard work, like all the shit you didn't want to do was you're doing at 4 a.m. And so that kind of taught me that.
I feel like I vaguely remember that because we were neighbors for how many years? 10,
yeah, I know.
10 years?
That's crazy. Think about that.
That's fucking nuts.
It's been almost as long that we were neighbors as it's been since we've been neighbors.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Which is...
I'm old as hell, man.
I know,
I'm old as hell. Jesus. But
that's weird.
But yeah, I think... Let me ask you something, man. Do you think you can consciously develop a competitive edge?
Oh, God. I mean... I guess I don't know because I feel like I've always been one of the most competitive people I know.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess you can, right? If you just like get really passionate about something and then you just like start to be competitive. But I think it's within you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's interesting. Because it's funny you say you're passionate about something, but I'm competitive about everything. And I think you are too, to some extent, right?
To some extent, yeah.
It's like I don't like. I've told you the chess story.
No.
Oh God, jeez, I don't even want to talk about this. So fucking, this was many years ago. I've played chess like maybe 3 times in my life. Okay, I'm not a chess player. And I was staying over at a friend's house. I was probably like 15 at the time. And it was me, my friend, and then my other friend had come down with me. And that was Rex.
Okay.
It was Rex. And anyways, me, Rex, and my friend Sakay. Okay, Sakay is like a chess grandmaster. Okay, dude's legit. So Rex challenges Sakay and gets brutally murdered in chess. Okay, like 20 minutes, and I guess that's fast. I don't know. That's what they told me. Like you got killed. Okay. And then Rex turns to me. He's like, "Hey, you want to play?" And I'm like, "Dude, I just saw you got murdered." I'm like, "Yeah, I'll play." Like I don't know how to play, but I'll play, right? So I proceed to get brutally murdered by Rex. It's about 10:30 at night. This is what we did on my Friday nights, apparently, as a high school kid. And so I lose, and just like I did with you, I'm like, "Yo, let's play again." Right? So I get real quiet. I'm like, let's play again, right? He's like, all right, we play again. This time I last maybe an extra 10 minutes. Like, I still get murdered pretty bad, right? Let's play again, right? It's like 11:30 now. This goes on. We play like 6 or 7 games till like 2:33 in the morning until I finally beat him. I wouldn't let him leave until I beat him.
Mm-hmm.
And then after I beat him, he's like, oh, fine, can I go to bed now? I'm like, no, man, I'm only 1 for 6. I got to win 5 more games. And he gets up and he's like, no, and he fucking runs. He locked, I don't get this, he locked himself in the fucking bathroom and like fell asleep, which I'm like, that was kind of extra. But,
Yeah.
but you know, who knows? So
That's pretty fucking funny.
So yeah, but you know, I think if you're someone right now, like, I just, from everything I've learned in the last, you know, I'm 21.
Mm-hmm.
And when you turn 21, a couple things happen. First of all is, as many people know, I don't drink.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
And I've never drank, probably never going to drink, unless I become a trillionaire, and then I'll have a drink. Okay? But
What's gonna be your drink when you become a trillionaire?
I haven't even thought about it. I'm gonna be honest
A
with
glass
you.
of whiskey.
Just a straight shot of whiskey.
Oh,
No, I'm just
Jesus.
kidding. I don't know. But you know, I it's not that I have anything against it. It's just not for me. You know, 'cause it fucks with your focus and all that. But it's really weird when you turn 21. Everyone calls you and acts like this whole time I was just messing around, like I actually did drink. They're like, "Yo, man, let's go out." I'm like, "No, I don't think you realize I wasn't kidding." they're like, "What? Like I thought you were just waiting until you're 21." I'm like, "No, bro, I'm trying to be a billionaire." Like, what the fuck are you doing, man? You know? And,
That's so great.
It's funny. So that's number one. Number two is you when you turn 21 and you can legally buy alcohol, you start realizing like, oh shit, like you're an adult. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't looked at myself as an adult. I still don't really look at myself as an adult. I'm just like a kid.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, I have responsibilities. Like I got an office to pay for, which is a fucking mess right now because we just moved in here. But you know, I got a podcast to produce. I got a business to run, and you have some responsibility. And you're like, oh shit.
You have employees to pay.
Yeah, I got employees to pay.
Yeah.
I got money to make. Okay?
Money to make.
I got racks to put in the safe. And you know, you're like, oh, like I have to take care of people now, you know? And so, you know, it just makes you like really stop and think about like what is gonna make me fulfilled in life? Because I've realized now that I'm 21 and I'm a couple years out of high school and all this is like, what the fuck is the point of all this?
Yeah.
Like honestly, right? It's like, is it to make money? Because I'm not going to lie to you guys, the actual process of making money is very easy, okay? The mindset and all that stuff, like the discipline, that shit's hard.
100%.
Very hard, right? But the actual tactical stuff, like how to sell, is pretty fucking easy. Like you just follow some rules.
Yeah, you read a few books.
Yeah, you read a few books. You practice a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like any other skill.
It's not that hard, yeah.
You hire a good coach. I mean, it's all the fundamental shit. But it's the mindset shit. Like it's getting up every single morning that's really hard, right? It's being disciplined. It's eating the right foods. It's juicing every fucking day.
Hitting the gym.
It's hitting the gym, which I need to do a better job of. Although I've been injured, to be fair. I've been injured.
Oh, true. How's
with
the
my
back feeling, by the way?
A little bit better.
Yeah.
I need to dominate my back recovery. That's
Yeah.
what I need to do. Anyway, I want to say all this because my advice to you guys, if you guys are around my age, you know, or you're 19, yeah?
19.
19. So if you're around 18, 19, 20, 21, like, you know, or a little younger, a little older, whatever, you're around this age and you want to make money. Like, my advice to you is you can learn the tactical shit. You have to get the mindset right, which is why I wanted to make this podcast, because I want to give my 2 cents on the right mindset. You know, I'm a little robotic with my mindset at times. I mean, my phone's fucking red, like I don't get notifications. Maybe I'm a lot robotic, but it's for a purpose, you know, and that purpose is like I want to be legendary at my craft. And if you want to be legendary, you have to be kind of fucking weird because, like, numbers-wise, you're weird. You're not part of the norm, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be weird. That's why I'm drinking a fucking... This isn't that weird, though. But I have my gallon jug of water I'm drinking and living life. So focus on your mindset, though. Dominate your mindset is always what I would say number one is. Would you agree with that?
I would, yeah. I think that's the biggest thing is mindset in anything you do. Because if money's completely out of the equation, right,
Mm-hmm.
and you want to be the best fucking ping pong player in the world,
Mm-hmm.
right, you have to dominate, you have to practice, and you have to have that mindset where it's like, I'm going to be a killer, and I'm going to go in every day, I'm going to practice my ping pong, right?
Yeah, fuck it.
Or whatever it is. So, but I just think with money, it's very applicable because I just feel like it's in the spotlight these days with social media and all these entrepreneurs and everything like that. So it's really easy to apply to that, but I think it applies to anything.
Can I go on a rant?
Yeah.
Okay, look. I'm going to send out some shots. I'm going to send out some warning shots right now, okay? Listen, if you are on Instagram and you live in Orange County, meaning you live, we're in Orange County, so you live somewhere around here, and you are an entrepreneur, okay, with air, I forgot the way I can't speak, with air quotes, meaning you're not actually an entrepreneur, okay? That's cool. Okay, if you're an entrepreneur with air quotes, that's cool. I have no problem with you. Where I have a problem with you is if you're an entrepreneur with air quotes and really you just flex on Instagram with your dad's money. This is where I get angry, okay? And so I'm just putting out warning shots. If you guys keep doing this shit, I'm going to come in your industry and I'm going to fuck you up, okay? I have nothing better to do with my time other than watch you cry, okay? And it's going to make me very, very happy to see, the rich fucking trust fund kid get fucking stomped on by someone with real fucking business principles that doesn't sit here and fucking flex on Instagram all goddamn day.
Yeah.
You can see I'm very passionate about this subject.
I think we both know what we're talking about.
Well, it's not one person. There's multiple people.
Okay,
but yes,
fair enough.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
That's the first name that came to mind as well.
Yeah.
And then, okay, that's the one group of entrepreneurs that pisses me off. The other group that really fucking pisses me off is you motherfuckers that go on Instagram that call yourself entrepreneurs, and then every fucking night you're at like a party. Okay.
That's true.
Okay. There's entrepreneurs and there's fucking partypreneurs. Okay. Like, don't be a fucking partypreneur. I know someone. I'm not gonna say their name, obviously. We're gonna call them A. Okay. Call them A to keep them anonymous. This person, this guy, he dropped out of college, which is, you know what? I'm not in school. I can't hate. Okay. I can't hate on that. Dropped out of college to focus on his business in air quotes, and then realized it's really fucking hard to start a business and make money because you have to be disciplined. And he spent every fucking night, partying and drinking and never made any fucking money. And now works at like some fucking clothing, like high-end clothing store. I'm not going to say the name, but, and does nothing with his life.
Yeah.
Okay. But then we'll sit on it and rag on school. It's like, dude, well, at least someone that's going to school and taking it seriously is progressing in life. Like,
exactly, and they'll get some sort of degree that'll land them some sort of job if they're smart with it,
it's better
but
than
like
fucking Gucci.
Exactly.
Job.
If you're gonna drop out of college, you better have a good plan. And I honestly think not going to college is a great plan for a lot of people, like especially you. Mm-hmm. Like I don't know if you feel comfortable with me. Nah, I won't say I know how much, how well you're doing right now. Yeah. And like, why the fuck would you go to college, right?
Right.
But if you're someone who's just like, okay, like who doesn't have the killer mindset like you, and the ability to go from point A to point C rather than to be told to go, okay, A to B to C, I think that those type of people need to go to college. Yeah,
and I'll say this too, like, two things. Russell Brunson, if you guys don't know who Russell Brunson is, you're fucking lost. Okay, number one, you're sitting under a rock. This guy's an entrepreneur, very successful, owns a company called ClickFunnels, worth probably 150 million. Anyways, with his kids, he has their rules for college. They're young, they're not in college yet, but he's like, their rules when they go to college. It's two things. Now, Russell's Mormon, so one rule is you have to meet your spouse there. Now, obviously, I'm not Mormon, you're not Mormon. So if you can meet your spouse there. If it doesn't work out for me, it's like I can meet him somewhere else in the world. But the more important one is you go to college until you consistently make more than your professors do. Right? So he's like, a professor probably makes anywhere from $70,000 to $100,000 a year. So if you're making over $70,000 to $100,000 a year, fucking get out of college, because what's the point of being there? Okay. That's his rule.
Interesting.
Yeah. I like that a lot. I think it's good. The other side of things, I'll say, I had a business mentor named Bill. Shout out to Bill. I don't think he was watching this, but shout out to you, man. You taught me a lot. Bill, one time I was talking to him about, this is when I was in school, I was in college, and I was telling him, I was like, dude, fuck this school. I just want to focus on making money. I wasn't really making any money yet, and or at least not consistently. And Bill was like, hey, you know what? You know what school teaches you? I'm like, what? He's like, all this shit you're learning, it's not fucking important. I'm like, I know. He's like, but you know what it does teach you? I'm like, what's that? It's like, it teaches you how to learn. Like, in school, you learn how to learn, right? And I'm like, oh, it's interesting. Mm-hmm. And I agree with you, Bill, 100%. And then I learned how to learn, and I said, okay, now I don't need to hear anymore. Yeah. So, yeah, school's an interesting one. I know it's a touchy subject for a lot of people.
It is.
You know who's more sensitive about it? Like, the kids that are in school, like if you're in high school or college right now and you're like an entrepreneur, like you've probably heard people talk about college before, like going, not going, whatever. People like our age are not sensitive about talking about it. You know who's fucking sensitive about talking about it? His parents.
Oh my god.
Dude, you can't even bring it up. You don't go to school?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like, oh, what are you doing?
What are you gonna do? You're a fucking loser.
Yeah.
It's like, dude. And it's everybody too. Here's the thing, and this is, you know what? I'm not a huge Gary Vee fan. I like Gary Vee, but the one thing I think Gary Vee says, one of the things I think Gary Vee says, because he says some things that are accurate, but one of the things I really agree with him on is when he says parents are sending their kids to nicer schools, putting them in further debt, or scared of their kids dropping out because they want to flex on their parents.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Like my kid goes to Harvard. And he's getting a, gay lesbian dance theory degree.
Oh shit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
just some crazy. It's I don't know.
Going off what you said about the whole school thing and kind of people looking at you a little differently if you don't go to school.
Yeah.
Our boy Cameron, .com Cam, shout out.
Shout out to .com Cam.
Fucking
What's
go.
up, brother? How are you doing?
We were spending the 4th of July together, right? Mm-hmm. And we were at a little function, and someone came up to him and they're like, "Oh, like you don't go to school, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, no, I don't go to school." Mm-hmm. And then they looked at him weird.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Dude, this kid's sitting here. He just bought his own M4. You know what I mean? Like, he's fucking obviously killing it." And I just saw the way this guy looked at him, like, "You don't go to school," and it's like, dude.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Like, what?
You know something crazy about that too, dude? Okay, so I will never forget this. I was at, it's like a summer or two ago. I was at a boat party. So we're like out on the ocean.
Was that your business function thing?
No. This is like an actual like party like with kids my age, right?
Oh, cool.
So we're hanging out, and it was a small boat, so it was probably like 15 people there. So it was more like a hangout, kickback, whatever. So we're chilling out, and I don't say much. I just kind of kick back, and I'm talking to people one-on-one, but I don't, and I'm listening to what these people are talking about. And this one kid is like, "Oh yeah, like." I love coaching. He's like, he loves like water polo coaching. Like, I love water polo coaching. I was thinking about starting my own water polo team. And I'm like, I'm like, well, why don't you? And he's like, well, like, I don't know how to do that. I'm like, well, fucking learn.
Yeah.
Just how you learn anything else. At least it's going to apply to what you want to do, right? He's like, oh, no, but I don't want to leave school and be that college dropout kid that is a loser. And I'm like, and I asked him, like, what makes someone a loser? Like, in your opinion? He's like, well, like, just not having an education. And I'm like, okay, why do you have an education? Like, when you say, first of all, not having an education, like, education in what, first of all? Because to me, if, like, if you have a general degree, like, what's that called, like a BA? 4 years of BA?
Yeah, I think, like,
BA.
general studies.
So if you have a BA, which is, I'll just say a 4-year degree in math, right? Or you have a 4-year degree in fucking, I don't know, like some bullshit, like gender studies.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, what is more impressive? The 4-year degree in math.
Yeah.
Right? But somehow it's like, oh, you have a college degree, so they're all weighted equally.
Yeah, in a weird way.
But then when you apply for jobs, then they're not, because it's the real fucking world, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, I have a college degree. And what?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other side of it is like, dude, at the end of the day, you're getting a degree to get a job to make money. So if you're just making money in general, then why? And this is, I'm so glad we brought this up. Okay. I can't draw it up because we don't have a fucking camera. Okay. This is like one of the biggest problems I see with entrepreneurs, and you learn this shit in school, man. This is valuable. This is fucking valuable right here. Everybody in school, okay? The whole point, well, after high school is like you got to learn the basic shit. But after high school, you go to college. You get a degree so you can get a good paying job, okay? And you can have a solid, stable career.
Yeah.
So you can have control over your life. You don't have to be worried all the time. Okay. So if the whole goal is not to be worried and have a solid, stable life, okay? How do you have a solid, stable life? Well, according to most people, you'd go and you get a good job, okay? Why? Why do you go and get a good job? Because you have consistent income.
Yeah.
Why does consistent income bring you stability? Because it's dependable, right? It's money, okay? So if the only thing you need to have a solid, stable life is consistent income, why the fuck are you going to go and spend 6 years doing something that has nothing to do with making any money?
Yeah.
And in fact, you're actually going to spend the thing that you need to have a solid, stable income in the first place.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And so I bring this up because, not to hate on school or anything, but like school trains you to think like in these fucking roundabout ways. It's like, dude, if your goal as an entrepreneur is to fucking make money, just go do the thing that makes money.
Yeah.
Like when I started my first business.
What was that again? Your first one?
There's a couple that could be my first, but like for me, my first real business.
The school one? The school driving?
No, yes, technically, but like for me, like my first legit company where I had like an entity and all this was like my real estate stuff.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah.
And like I swear to God, like it took me like 4 months to make any fucking money because, and you have the same problem by the way.
Yeah.
Because instead of being like, you know what, I'm gonna focus on getting a real estate deal where I can make money. Instead of doing that, I fucking did everything else. I'm like, well, when I make money, I'm gonna invest it. And I'm going to have $1 billion company. I'm going to hire this. I'm going to tell my employees this.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about this shit for like 4 months. And then like 4 months goes by. I'm like, I haven't made any fucking money. Like, what am I doing?
Dude, I know.
Okay, it's because school fucking trains you to think about these roundabout ways. Like, fucking, if you need to make money, what do you need to do to make money? Okay, get on the phone and sell something. Fucking go door to door and sell something. Do whatever you need to do to make money.
You know how I can tie that in? I'm actually reading a book right now, and I know you read it, Extreme Ownership, by the two Navy SEALs, Jocko something, and
Jocko Willink, and I got it right there. Leaf Babin.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so fuck yeah, you've read it. And kind of like what you said, like the whole, instead of being roundabout about it and just doing it, they have a great chapter. I think it's called Prioritize and Execute. And it talks all about like cutting out the bullshit.
It's a fucking great chapter.
Yeah, figuring out the most important thing and just fucking getting it done. Yeah. You know what I mean? And if you can't do that, the chances are you're not going to be able to do anything in life successfully. Or at least as successfully as you want to do it. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
It's so silly to me. Like, I watch people struggle with this fucking concept. It's like, dude, if you're broke, right? And you want to start a business, but you need some money to start a business. Should you sit here all day and talk about how it's not fair that you don't have any money to start a business? Or go get a fucking job.
Yeah.
Okay, make some money. While you're doing that, learn the skills you need to actually start a business and make money. And then in 3 months, you can be out on your own and fucking... I mean, literally, it would take that long.
It literally, 3 months.
If that. Like, it's not complicated.
Like, go get a job at a restaurant, make some tips, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean...
Your tip money, spend it on, food and shit.
Yeah,
with your checks, invest that in yourself. Invest that into your business, whatever you're trying to do. And then if you're just smart about it, you can easily be out in 3 months.
Yeah. And you know what? And I, by the way, for the people out there that already know I'm probably going to hear this from someone. Spencer, you're just saying this because you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to get a job, which is true. I don't think I've ever really had a job, to be honest with you. But I will say this. I got lucky because I learned about entrepreneurship and business when I was super young. Okay, and I've always kind of had, like, it's weird things have worked out. Like, you were there when we were, like, kids and we did fucking lemonade stand.
Yeah.
Like, we were doing that shit as kids, right? For, like, charity and shit. But, whatever. Okay? And then as I got older, I got focused on sports or whatever. And then one thing led to another. I hurt myself, couldn't play for a while. And I realized I want to learn how to make money, right? Because I want to help support people. And because I was so young, it gave me, like, the 4 years it took me to actually figure this shit out. I was, like, in high school. So, like, no one really knew. And that's why right out of high school, I was able to burst onto the scene, like, young, right? But just know, you're going to go through a period of, like, learning shit. Like, you don't walk in, everybody, this is what everyone thinks about business. That you fucking start a business, and then, like, a month later, you're a millionaire. Yeah, that's possible if you have the skill set. But if you're brand new, like I was, like you've been, right? Like, a lot of people watching this are, it's going to fucking take a long time.
Yeah, it's not easy.
You're playing a new sport. Like, it's like the first time, if you grew up playing sports, like the first time, I'll never forget this. Okay, so we grew up on the same street. We kind of hinted at that for a while, okay? I think I moved there when I was like 4 or 5. You were like a year or two younger than me, so you were real young. And then we grew up on a cul-de-sac, okay? So we were always play outside. We played outside all day. So much fun, right? And my whole street, except for me, played baseball, like Little League, right? And then in about 6th grade, I was like, fuck this, I'm playing Little League too, right?
Yeah,
so,
the White Sox.
The White Sox, yep. So I signed up, literally, I mean, I was pretty athletic as a kid.
Yeah.
But, and I was tall and I was fast. But I mean, I don't know how to fucking play baseball. Like, I could barely hit. Like, I could throw pretty well, but I couldn't hit, And, but I played. And I remember, like, how fucking bad I was. Like, the first, I mean, really all 3 seasons I was pretty bad. But the first season specifically, I was super bad. Because I had never played baseball before, right?
Yeah.
And so, if I were to come in there and be like, nah, I'm the GOAT. And then after the first game, I realized I'm not. I'm like, nah, fuck this, I'm out. Like, what would that be? That would just be me fucking quitting.
Exactly.
Right? And, like, you guys think this is the way it works with fucking business. Like, oh, yeah, you come in here, you're special because you watched a fucking YouTube video on one Facebook, like how to run a Facebook ad. You're like, oh, I can be a millionaire.
Yeah, exactly. And then you have an idea to start some Shopify store selling.
Yeah, seriously. You know, it's ridiculous. And like for all you guys out there, like that are between the ages, I don't know. I started trying to make money at like 15. So like between the ages of like 14 to like 30. Okay, kind of a wide range, but 15 to 30.
15 to 30.
15 to 30. Okay, because that's like high school years, college years, and then like young adult years, right? So if you're between those ages, and you're just getting started in a business, at any age, realize, I have tried all the shit you're going to try and failed at all of it just like you're going to fail at fucking all of it. Like, I never did Shopify, but I did Amazon. Okay, fucking failed at that, right? Like every fucking business, like, There's businesses I don't even remember doing that I tried that I failed. I tried to start a it was like a Wi-Fi router, like like those things you plug into the wall and it expands your Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So I had a bunch of that, I had like 100 of those. I was gonna sell them for like,
how the fuck did you get those?
It's a long story. Got them for free. Like,
gotcha.
Free. And I was gonna go and sell them for like $40, or sell it for $20 and install them for an extra $50. Right? It took me like 5 minutes to install it, and failed at that miserably because I didn't know how to sell. Right? Like, I mean, I failed at everything.
Yeah.
Failed at everything. But every single time I failed, I got a little bit better. And I learned a lesson.
100%.
And that's how you get good at things.
And you think it's cliche, like, oh, failure, is like a good thing until it happens, and then it ends up being a good thing. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like, I'm like, that's bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, for the longest time, and like you, I've tried to start up a bunch of shit, lost so much money. You know what I mean? And then I got a job just to get some consistent income, and I actually really fucking put my head down, learned from those failures, and now I have a good little something going for me. You know what I mean? And just like you do as well.
Well, I'll say one of the dopest things I've seen with friends of mine, and I have two stories with this. One is yours, one is a friend of mine, Malik. And Malik is a cool guy. You've met Malik.
Oh, I love Malik. Shout out.
Shout out to Malik. But Malik is funny because this is a couple years ago. We did a mastermind, which is where we all just meet. We talk about entrepreneurship and all this.
We got to do that again soon.
We do need to do it again. And this is when we were super young. So, I mean, I was like your age, but maybe actually a little younger than you. Actually, I was probably like 18. But, we're like beginner entrepreneurs when this happened. And, we were all kind of get out of our comfort zone. And, like, Malik's biggest fear was, like, spending money on his business. Like, he couldn't do it. And so it took him, like, months. He didn't make any progress. And finally, one day, he decided on his own to go out and buy, like, 5 watches from, like, Alibaba. Right? Has them shipped in for like $10, okay? Like 5 watches for like $10.
Yeah.
Sells each of them for like $40, right? So it makes like $100, $200, like whatever. Fucking reinvests it, buys another like 30, right? Sells all of those, right? For like 20, 30, $40, right? And it was just like one of those lessons like, dude, you could have done this like 4 months ago.
Yeah.
Right? But it was so dope to see him break out of that comfort zone and have that first success. And then for you, dude, like, I remember, I mean, this was like just a year ago, dude. Like,
even under a year.
Yeah, less than a year ago. Like, I was getting on you because you were like, I'm going to do this clout plug thing. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And then, like, it just never fucking happened.
Yeah,
I
was being a pussy.
You're being a fucking pussy.
Uh-huh.
Thank you for saying that. I didn't want to call you a pussy on air. But
fair enough. No, I was being a puss.
And, and then finally you fucking did it. And you started making money.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like, oh, this is not that hard.
I remember I was just jerking off, not figuratively, but, literally just, like, doing nothing for, like, a month straight on it, right?
Yeah, literally.
And I kept showing up to the masterminds, and I was just talking about it, and you're like, have you made any money yet? And I'm like, no, because, I was just bullshitting excuses. And then it got to the point where you're like, dude, you got to just go fucking do it. Mm-hmm. So I finally did it, and I remember in the first 4 days I made like $2,500, and I was like, "What the actual fuck?" I didn't even think that was possible. I had like almost a little bit of an inferiority complex. I think, probably because I failed at like Shopify and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I have a few really successful friends. I'm like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
And then that just gave me the confidence I needed to like now like I have all the confidence in the world.
No, and dude, like, here's the crazy thing about this too. Like, that was quick, bro. Like, it wasn't like 20, like he said 2,500 for 5 days. It might have been right around, like, maybe less. Like, it was quick. And then you were consistent for a minute. And, like, the whole time, I'm just like, dude, what the this could have been fucking 4 months ago.
Exactly.
But it's just crazy, like, having that first, like, success, especially after you fail over and over and over again.
Feels so nice.
I'll never forget the day that our solar eclipse glasses went live on Amazon, and I made like $300 lifting in the gym.
Yeah.
Right? It was like the most hype I've ever been in my life. Like, for those that don't know, you can sell stuff on Amazon and make money with it, obviously. And when it's on Amazon, every time you get a sale, you get like a notification. And so we had picked like the perfect product, and it was the perfect timing and all this. And so it was me and my friend Clayton. We throw this product on there, and literally, like, we're in the gym for an hour. It's like every 30 seconds we have a notification that we made $20. Like, it was the coolest thing in the fucking world.
That's so sick.
So hyped, and even though it ended up being a flop because of, maybe I'll tell that story in a different podcast. I had so much fun with it, and it was just such a cool feeling that like I'm able to do this.
Yeah.
And even now, like, as I've moved up in the game, there's things I look up like, dude, that's like right now I'm like, we're trying to get to $500,000 a month. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, that's crazy. Like, to think about, if I'm able to pull it off, like 21, 22 years old, $500,000 a month, that's $6 million a year, right?
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. Like, what the fuck, right? But I know when I get there, it'll be like, oh, like that wasn't that difficult.
Yeah, 100%.
You know? And so, like, for you guys, like, wherever you're at, like, think big, but also realize, like, just get to the next level. Like, whatever the next level is. Like, just get there and then move on to the next level.
Exactly.
Move on to the next level.
Yeah,
just keep
100%.
leveling up. And whatever you say, if I ask you what your dream car is, don't tell them a CLA.
Oh, Jesus.
I'll never forget that.
That was funny. That was... You know what's funny is that I was actually I had this thought the other day. I'm like I'm gonna leave CLA like this summer.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck that. I'm just gonna wait till I can get like an M4 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or a Huracan.
Dude, I've gone back and forth so many times with cars.
Where are you at right now?
I'm at like 4 different places at once, to be honest with you. So
dude, just get the C63.
So okay,
you deserve it.
So part of me is just like stick with the same car. Just don't say anything to anybody. Another part of me is like fucking C63. I've always wanted one. Yeah. Literally since I was in a freshman in high school, I was in a health class. Okay, and we had to do like our goals or something, like 10 things you want before 30. I don't even fucking remember what it was. Okay, but I know for a fact one of those things on there
C63
was a C63 AMG. I remember that for a fact. Okay?
What color? What color would you get?
I've gone back and forth. I either want like a charcoal gray with black wheels or all black. Just black that shit out. Yeah, just black it out. But anyway, so that's one option. Again, or just stay with my current thing, which is not bad. I like my current car. Okay. Yeah. Another option is just like, fuck these 63, let me get a Lamborghini. Dude. I want to get an orange Huracan. That's what I want. Dude.
Surplus.
So fucking, that's what I'm saying. Orange Huracan with black wheels. That's the other option.
You know, you could make your license plate. Let's see, sir.
No, I already know it's going to be. I already know my license plate. That I know for a fact.
Okay.
Well, I can't say it on air. I'll write it up.
Okay.
I can't say it. So someone might steal it, man.
That's true.
No one's going to steal it. My license plate is going to be Van, my last name, Van, with a space and then 01, right? Mm-hmm. And then when I get my second car, it's going to be Van 02. And my third car is going to be Van 03, right?
Oh my god.
That's going to go all the way up.
All I know is one day I'm going to be like driving down the street. I'm going to be rolling up to your house in like 10 years, saying what's up.
Yeah.
It's going to be like Van 99.
Yeah. We have fucking convoy of fucking cars.
Yeah.
Anyways, so keep the current car.
Have you had legitimate thoughts about getting a Huracan lately? Because let's be honest, like, you know you could pull it off.
I could. Yeah. Not getting it. The earliest I'd get it would be like sometime toward the end of the year.
Okay. Little New Year's present.
I guess.
2020.
But I'm just like, fuck. And then here's the thing. So that's and then there's a fourth option. The fourth option is just say fuck everybody and go super incognito, get like a Ford Fusion.
Oh, we talked about that.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I've literally, because like, here's the thing. I've said this to you before. Like, and this is gonna sound really, really egotistical. I want to be like the greatest entrepreneur in CEO of all time. Like, that's my goal, right? Mm-hmm. And I know that all the goats in business, like Rockefeller, Sam Walton, Jeff Bezos, all these guys, they're not into fancy cars. Now, they do have hobbies. Like, Bezos has like a $40,000 watch. Granted, he's a, trillionaire, but you know what I mean? Like, they do have expensive shit, but they're not like obsessing over cars. And so I say this because what I don't want to happen is I don't want to like get a Huracan and then just fucking stop working.
And just drive it all day.
Yeah, drive it all day. On the same side, though, I've spent so much fucking time thinking about it recently, like different fucking options. I'm just like, let me just get one and just stop thinking about it.
And then just keep working, yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know, dude. Fucking, I've gone back and forth.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, I feel like with you, your mindset is so locked in that a new car wouldn't distract you that much. Mm-hmm. But I do see how it's a distraction, and I also see how it's just a liability. You know what I mean? It's not an asset.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. You know what I think would be really dope for you?
What's that?
Because you don't flex with like clothing at all. I think that's the biggest thing like young entrepreneurs do is when they go make money, mm-hmm. they go buy Gucci. You know what I mean?
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck either. And a part of me I think used to give a fuck, mm-hmm. and now every single day all I wear is a black shirt.
Yeah, I've never.
Amazon Essentials. Each black shirt costs like $2.
Yeah, I love it.
And fucking,
I love it. Man. Looks good.
It's just a black shirt and I just wear anything. And that's what I've always admired about you is like. You've a lot of fucking money for your age, and you wear, normal shit.
I wear Silent Hills high school basketball t-shirts.
What I think would be sick as shit is if you kept dressing how you dress, but you had a Huracan. You had a Lamborghini.
That would be pretty dope.
Yeah, and you just had your G-Shock watch, normal stuff. You show up, everyone's like, who the fuck is this kid? Because it just makes you such a mystery, you know what I mean?
I know, that's true.
And well, you're wearing like your ASIC running shoes, coming out of a Huracan. I mean, how sick would that be?
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. I always thought it'd be funny if I fucking, like I'm coaching, dude, and I fucking roll up to a game.
In your fucking Lamborghini.
But just don't say anything to anybody.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to, no, just roll up. You know what I thought would be really funny too? Like if you pull up somewhere and you're meeting like a group of friends and it's like me and you met, like some of your friends, like we all met up, whatever. someone's like, yo, dude, like, whose Huracan is that? I'm like, oh, that's cool, man. And I just didn't say that, I just fucking left. Like, we just all walked out, I just left. And they're like, what the fuck? Like, I want to be a mystery. I don't want anyone to know anything, right?
Oh, that's great.
So here's the thing, though. It's like the reason why I haven't committed one way or the other is half of me, half of the time, or like all of me half the time, wants to flex on fucking everybody. Not even like on everybody, but I just want to roll up and have people know, like, I work hard, I've done something successfully.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then half of the time, I'm just like, nah, fuck that. I want to be super incognito. I don't want anyone to fucking talk to me or any questions. You know, nowadays people always ask, oh, how's business? And I just say good. You know, I don't tell them.
Yeah.
Hey, it's good, man. Oh, okay, well, it's good, man. You know, blah, blah, blah. Like, okay. I just keep it at that. I just keep it at that. No one needs to know. You know, no one needs to fucking know.
Either the other night when we were playing poker, all my buddies were like, how's business, Spencer? You're like, oh, it's good.
No. Yeah, because I love Joe. I haven't met any of the guys, but or Jack. I know Joe and Jack. You know, those guys are awesome. I love them, and they're nice kids. But you know, I don't. If they want to know some knowledge about business, they ask me questions. I'm happy to answer. But I don't need to sit here and be like, oh yeah, I'm doing this.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then I just feel like I'm bragging.
Yeah.
Do that, you know. So business is good if you're asking. It's good.
Another, if you're asking, AB, business is booming. No, but another thing for stream ownership, just because I'm, you know, it's fresh in my mind, is confident but not cocky.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I've known that for a while. Like, I've always, like, you know, we've talked about sports earlier. Like, I've had my fair share of success on the baseball field, especially my senior year of high school.
Yeah, 100%.
And, you know, I feel like I was always confident. Every single game I went in there, I'm like, I'm going to fucking get 4 hits today.
Yeah.
But never cocky. And that's what I admire about you, is you're one of the most confident people I've ever met, but you've never, I've only seen you flex one time, and that was on Instagram, and it wasn't even that big of a flex.
What were you talking about the other day? What the fuck?
Yeah, with the emails.
With the emails, bro, just low key to drop these emails on you motherfuckers.
Oh my god, I was dying when I saw that, dude. You have no idea.
I told you one day when I get my Huracan or whatever it ends up being, for like 6 months I'm not gonna post it on Instagram. I'm gonna just keep it real low key. That way I can just surprise people, man. I don't want to be like, oh, and they already know it's coming. Like, I want to, except I'll tell you, but you know what I mean.
Dude, you gotta just post it.
No, I will though. But what I'm gonna say is one day, I'm gonna just flip the switch on you motherfuckers, and I'm gonna just have a Lambo picture. I'm gonna have some fucking, I'm gonna be like a rapper. I'm gonna have the fucking money on the ear. I'm gonna go crazy. Anyway, the whole confident and cocky thing is so funny you bring that up, because that was something I learned the hard way. I've told you this story before, but you know, I played basketball my whole career, my whole life. And, you know, like I remember my freshman year, you know, I was like a bench player. I wasn't very good. And I was like, you know, one day I'm going to be the team captain of this team, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, got an injury, went through hell and back, and ended up senior year, like my dream came true, like it happened. And I was never like a stud at basketball, but like I became like the team captain of basketball. Like, you know, I was like, I told you the story, like I was on the school news, so like all of a sudden, like I was that kid that, you know, I had friends and all that, but it was like, oh, that's Spencer, like whatever. To like, oh shit, everyone wants to talk to me now, you know. And I say this because, like, my ego went through the fucking roof, right? Like I was like, oh, I'm the shit now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I run this shit now, you know. I control the media, I control the athletics, like all I need is the academics, and that ain't gonna happen. So we got 2 out of 3 though, like we're on lock. And I had like this huge ego, you know, and it caused a lot of issues in my life. Like, I mean, I lost friends over it. You know, I pissed a lot of people off, you know, and I didn't give a fuck. And then what I learned was one day I graduated, and all that shit didn't matter anymore, right? Basketball didn't matter. Nobody gave a fuck anymore. You know, nobody gave a fuck if you're on the school news and you're not in school anymore. Like, nobody fucking cares. And so all of a sudden, no one gave a fuck. And I literally went from like my peak, at least in high school, to nobody gives a fuck anymore. You have to build yourself back up. And I realized after that, I was like, you know what, I'm going to be confident, I'm going to be proud of my accomplishments, but I'm never going to be like, oh, I'm the shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because at any time, it can be taken away from me. Yeah. You know?
I would agree. I've had similar, not to get too personal, but you know some of the challenges I faced this past year.
100%.
And senior year of high school was, I mean, you know, for me personally, it was probably the best year of my life. Mm-hmm. Just because how many things I feel like kind of came into fruition. Mm-hmm. Not to get, you know, specific, but one of the biggest things was being baseball, making the all county team. You know, I don't know if I led my league in average, but I had like the best average, like first, second back in my league. And I just had a great year of baseball, great year with friends, great year with school. a lot of other just random accomplishments that I feel like I really worked for.
Yeah.
And I would like to think I wasn't getting cocky about it, but I might have been.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the summer, you know, it all got taken away from me in my mind because of what happened. And yeah, I just don't think I'll ever make that mistake again.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a tough lesson to learn, but it's important.
It's so important.
Yeah, it's important.
Mm.
And yeah, I just think you've covered such a wide range of topics so far. I mean, this is kind of crazy, but
I kind of forgot we were filming.
That's good. That's good though.
Yeah.
Right? Hopefully it's really good or really fucking bad.
Yeah.
That's one of the two. I will say this though, man. Something interesting that I've wanted to know.
Okay.
What initially got you into wanting to make money, like as a business person?
I think it's multiple different things. I think number one, the whole idea, my whole life of like trying to get really good grades was to go to a good college and make a lot of money. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or then, you know, end up going and getting a good job. So I think I've always been interested in making money. I'm not the most materialistic person, but I just want to have like a fulfilled life where I can go do shit. You know what I mean? Like at any moment, fucking hop on a plane first class and go to like Hawaii for a week. You know what I mean? And feel comfortable about doing it. And it's weird. Another reason why I want to have a lot of money, two big reasons. One, every single day, I'm a huge breakfast guy. I love going and getting breakfast.
No.
And I want to be able to go and spend like $20 on like 3 bagels and like a coffee and feel nothing about it.
Yeah.
And then later the day, be able to give any homeless person I see like $20.
Yeah.
So I want to make an impact. That's another reason. And I guess have my breakfast. But the third reason is I feel like I was lucky enough to be surrounded by a lot of people.
Yeah.
Most notably Cameron, who all of a sudden out of nowhere just blew up. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I feel like I'm a smart person too. I have drive. I can go create my own success.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we're in high school, right? And I'll never forget one night Cameron just started his dropshipping store.
Yeah.
This is before dropshipping was that big.
Yeah.
And we're just sitting there. We're all partying and being dumbasses and drinking. And he's sitting there with his phone and it's just going off like $20, $20, $20, $20. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden it increased to like, you know, his course sales that were like 100. And I'm like, damn, dude, this like massive respect. He's one of my best friends.
Yeah,
and I think that pushed me. And then also seeing you, someone who's been a great friend of me for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And now back, we reconnected.
Mm-hmm.
You being so gnarly with your shit. I just think all these different factors, I'm like, you know what? Like, it's time to grow up a little bit.
It's interesting. Yeah, it's crazy. I always wanted to ask because I never knew. I thought I was thinking it had something to do with Cameron.
Yeah, definitely. Because we were so close in high school, and
Yeah.
you know, I saw him doing that, and I'll never forget. I'm like, dude, like, amazing for him. But I'm like, I think I can do something like this too.
Yeah.
So I think that was a big thing. Shout out Cameron, man.
Which is, you know what? I want to point this out. That's such a dope way to think because there's so many fucking people out there that would have saw that and be like, fuck him.
Yeah, they would have been jealous.
Yeah. But you're like, dude, that's dope. Like, I think I can do that too.
100%.
Like, it was never like, dude, fuck Cameron and all that. Like, you seem like, obviously, Cameron's a good friend, right?
Yeah.
So it's never like, oh, like, fuck Cameron. It's like, dude, like, if he can do that, it means I can do it.
Exactly.
Like, I'm capable of it.
100%.
Too,
Like,
you know?
0 ounce of envy, jealousy have ever
Right,
been. Because
right.
he's a good friend. I'm like, fuck yeah, like, your success. Same with you.
Mhm.
Like, I have literally 0 jealousy. Like, I come in here, see it in the office, and I'm like, dude, this is fucking sick. You know what I mean? And in my mind, I'm like, when am I going to get one? Like, I'm going to go try to get one.
Which is how successful people think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you look around and you're like, oh, like, fuck that guy.
Like, oh, they got lucky. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like, that. It's just going to distract you.
I love, I posted on Instagram yesterday on my story. I don't think you saw this. Fucking, there's this whole clip I have on my page.
Oh,
of me
4th of
working,
July.
4th of July, like when I
I
was like 2
love
years
that
ago.
video.
And I was like, I posted it again. I was like, hey, all you motherfuckers remember when you say I got lucky. Here's what I was doing 4th of July 2 fucking years ago.
Yeah.
Fucking working, you know? And yeah, I mean, it's so interesting, man. It's so interesting.
Dude, I don't think the majority of your followers really know how successful you are. I think your close friends know how successful you are.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, I don't know why. I just really think you got to slap him with the fucking Huracan by the end of the year.
you just want to get him right in there, bro. No.
That's not true. I literally have not even thought about that. Yes, it would be sick as fuck. But I think, and even some of our old neighbors, I'd love to see the look on their face.
Yeah, I mean, the old neighbors don't really like me very much.
Exactly, which I don't get.
Well, I don't know. I was a rowdy kid. I was
Yeah.
a rowdy kid. But we were all rowdy kids.
I feel like I was a douchebag as a kid. You know what I mean?
We were all douchebags.
Yeah.
I was a douche. I try to fight everybody, bro. I try to fight. How many fight? Well, we didn't fight that much, right? In terms of the street, we didn't fight that much.
I don't really ever really remember arguing with you. I remember most of the time being on each other's side.
Yeah, I would argue with Kyle a lot.
Yeah.
That's what I argue with. But it was just because me and Kyle, we come from, I'm very competitive. Not that he's not competitive, but it's a lot more dormant than me. It's a very, like, violent competitive. Like, I'm fucking beating everybody by 80, right? And so, we would go at each other a lot. But I would just, I got in several fights growing up. Like, I don't know if you know this, but, like, I broke some kid's arm when I was 7th grade.
No, Jesus.
Yeah. It was an accident. It was an accident. Like, this is what happened. So I was walking out of math class, okay? And we were lined up by the door. And this was Mrs. Rothschild's class. I think that was her name. I can't remember. I think it was Rothschild. Anyway, lining up at the door. And this kid, I'm not going to say his name, we'll call him N. We'll call him Nate. His name's not actually Nate. We'll call him Nate, okay? Nate was going around and he was like yanking people's backpacks while they were like standing there. And he came over and yanked mine. I was like, dude, don't fucking do that. It's like, what the fuck you? He's like, oh, okay, whatever, dude. Right? So he goes and he holds the door open. And so I walk out, I'm talking to my friend over here, and he's holding the door over here. Next thing I know, I just feel like a punch, like, graze my shoulder, right? Now, at this point, I was at the peak of my powers. Like, I did martial arts for, like, 12. I remember, I did martial arts for, like, 12 years.
Yeah.
Like, my last year was, like, 7th grade, so it was, like, the worst time to fight me, right? So I just feel like a punch, like, lightly grazed my shoulder, like, the weakest punch ever. I look, and I'm just like, in, like, slow motion, I just see another one coming from my head, right? So I'm like, what the fuck is going on, right? So I, like, fucking grab his arm, put him in, like, an arm bar, right? And just, like, to where it hurts a little bit to, like, not hurt him, but I'm just like, hey, dude, like, I don't want to fight you, like, trying to keep it calm, because it wasn't really his punches were not doing much. Let's leave it at that, okay? Yeah. Fucking throw him on the ground, and I go to walk away. This fucking kid gets up and attacks me again, right? So now I'm like, oh, okay, I see how it is, Now I'm like, this needs to hurt, right? Yeah. So I put him in an arm bar again, and I'm like, I'm serious, dude, and I just
just break his arm.
I just felt like a pop, and I was like,
was he screaming?
Yeah, so he started like freaking out.
Did you get in trouble?
I got in trouble. I got fucking like. Here's the crazy thing.
Did you get suspended?
No, I didn't get suspended. He got suspended because he started the fight. Yeah. Like, he had like a record. I was clean.
No, I was gonna say
I was
like
clean. I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So I got like a week of detention or something.
Okay.
Like that. But
a few baggets where to pick up trash.
I remember I've only got one bagget.
Dude, I would get them every fucking day.
On your phone.
It'd just be on my phone, chewing gum.
Yeah, all the bullshit.
The whole 9 yards.
Why can't you wear hats at school?
It's. Dude, this is something I'm very passionate about because you know me, I'm a big hat guy.
Yes.
Right now, I mean, no one can see, but I'm not wearing a hat because I cut my hair short as fuck.
Yeah.
But I have no idea, dude. And I literally would wear a hat every single day to high school, and it'd be the same thing. They like I'd get in trouble, and every single time I'd just be like, why?
Yeah, what the hell?
Like I don't get it. Like if I saw a reason why I shouldn't be wearing a hat, I would stop wearing it, but I don't.
Yeah, no, I don't. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'll never forget this, man. 6th grade, I'm sitting in Miss McGowan's class, okay? And Miss McGowan loved me. I was like one of her favorite students, Because I had her for like 3 periods, too. Weird. Anyway, I'm in there, and like I had just gotten a phone. And like my phone, like I wasn't texting or anything like that. It just, the cell phone rang in class, right? In my backpack. So I turn it off, I mute it, whatever. Again, I guess they had literally changed the rules. Like, it was like on a Monday. They changed the rules like over the weekend. So now it's like, if that happens, the teacher has to take your phone, and then you get written up to the fucking office. So next thing you know, I'm at the fucking office. I'll never forget this. You remember Major?
Yes.
Okay, for those of you guys that didn't go to my school, which is 99.9% of you guys, there was this guy named Major. And I don't know if he's still there. There's no way he's still there.
I don't think he's still there. I think he's at Newhart.
Okay, he's at Newhart.
Or he's probably retired by now.
Yeah. Anyway, he was like this dude. We called him Major because he was a major in the military at some point. And he was like the disciplinarian. Like, I don't even know what his title was, but he just like, anytime you got in trouble, you had to go see Major, basically. Is what, like for real in trouble, right?
I think he was a vice principal.
Okay, I don't know. But so I go up to his office, man. I just remember I was so scared.
Yeah, because
right?
you feel like you're fucked.
Yeah, no, I'm like, dude, I fucked up. My mom is gonna be pissed. Like, I didn't even do anything wrong, but I was like, whatever. So I'm sitting in the office, and Major calls me in, and he's like, Spencer, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, real deep, It's like, let me tell you something, Spencer. And he just goes on this fucking rant, right? Like this 30-minute rant that has nothing to do with his phones. And then he it climaxes with him like yelling like, you're not the one. I never forget this. He's like, you're not the one with the 300-pound gorilla in your locker. And like to this day, I don't know what the fuck that means. Like, I don't know if he's threatening me. What the fuck is a 300-pound gorilla? Why are you yelling at a 6th grader? I was like 4'8". Like, what are you saying, dude? What does that have to do with the phone? I remember he gave me like a whole 2 lunch detentions for my phone. I'm like, dude, you're just a dick. Like, get out of here, man. I had like nightmares about that guy for like a week.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. So
disciplinary stuff in elementary schools or in middle school especially is ridiculous. I guess it keeps kids in check.
Do you remember the first fight you ever saw at school?
I do.
I remember my first fight is the funniest shit I've ever. Okay. Rest in peace, first of all, to Uzair, because Uzair was in this fight.
Okay.
Rest in peace to him.
How did he pass?
Cancer, senior year of high school, actually.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's horrible. And then the guy he was fighting was this kid Logan. Now, let me just say this, Logan, if you're watching this, no offense to you, you guys were both very nerdy in middle school. Okay, I don't know, Logan, I don't know where you went to high school, but in middle school, you guys were both very nerdy. Okay, Uzair knows. Okay, but you know, I remember I was friends with Uzair, and one day he comes to me and he's like, "Hey man, are you coming to the fight after school?" And I'm like, what fight, right? Mm-hmm. He's like, "I'm fighting Logan." He's like, "He's picked on me long enough." I'm like, "Oh, good for you, man. Okay." Right? So we go, and you know, it's like one of those things like, "Hey, we meet at the grass field after school," right? Like one of those things. So we all go, we get to the grass field, and like, again, these two, they're kind of nerdy kids. Uzair was a small kid. Logan was a little bigger, so pushing around. Logan's kind of winning the fight. But it's like the most boring fight. There's like 400 people watching it. Though, you know?
Oh, I know
like,
you mean.
Everyone's like, oh!
Like, because everyone walks away after school, and they just crowded, and then like someone a proctor rolls up on the golf cart, and everyone shoos away. Maynard's coming.
Yeah. Here's the best part too. There was this cat, I think his name was Puya. Puya was like the fucking referee of the fight, all right? So it's like, fight, like as if it's like a UFC fight.
Yeah.
So it's like this BS fight there, like we're pushing and nothing's really happening. So then it ends in the most dramatic fashion I've ever seen, okay? It ends literally with Uzair like pushing and accidentally grabbing and ripping Logan's necklace off. He had like a necklace on and he accidentally ripped it off. And when he ripped it off, he grabbed it and fucking held it. He's like, ah! He ripped it off, bro. And Logan just falls on his knees and just starts crying. It was the greatest thing I've ever seen. Dude, I was there. I didn't do this, but I still to this day, I regret this. I was going to put it on my shoulders, bro, and just run fucking down back to school.
Yeah.
Dude, it was the greatest victory of a fight I've ever seen in my entire life.
That is hilarious.
Like, no one got hurt, nothing, no one got knocked out. He just grabbed the necklace, just held it up, and Logan's like, "No, that's my mom's necklace," and just started bawling.
That's so funny.
Dude, it was so funny, man. That's how you dominate in life, right? You find a weak spot.
Speaking of dominating a fight, did you see that UFC fight last night?
I didn't get to watch it, man. I didn't get to watch it.
Okay, so obviously John Jones won, and that's what I cared about. But because John Jones is our favorite.
Dude, Jorge, I saw the
fucking
highlights.
Knockout.
Dude, like 3 seconds.
Yeah, it was. I think they clocked in at like 5, but like the point is, it's like the fight started, knocked the guy out.
5 seconds.
That's domination.
Yeah, like that's. I don't think he can come back from that, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ben, I don't know if he's coming back from that.
Ben, like, because he talked a lot of shit, dude. And I think he's 0-2 in the UFC now, or is he 1-1?
He's 1-1.
1-1, okay. But, dude, he got fucked up.
Yeah, dude, he got knocked out in 3 seconds.
But speaking of the name of our podcast, Dominate, like, that's how you dominate.
Yeah, seriously.
That's zero competition.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy to think about. The only other fight we've ever seen like that was the McGregor-Aldo fight.
Dude. That was fucking something special.
That was.
Because that was built up for so long.
Like
Aldo. Oh my god, Aldo was the champion for like 10 years and it got delayed. Then he had to go beat Chad Mendes, who he almost lost to.
Yeah.
You know, he's getting the shit beat out of him on the floor.
Yeah.
Second round KOs him at the end. And then comes back and fights. And he wasn't healthy. McGregor wasn't 100% healthy with that Aldo fight. And then just KOs him, that like doesn't get touched.
You know what a crazy definition of dominating is? There was a John Jones fight, and you might know this better than I do. I can't remember who he was fighting. I want to say it was Vitor Belfort, but I don't think it was. But he broke his toe. John Jones broke his toe in like the first 30 seconds of the fight. Mm-hmm. And then he was like, fuck, like, because his toe was like fucking bent, like, it was like he couldn't fight.
Yeah.
But he was like, fuck, like, if the refs, or if the round ends and they see this, like, the fight's gonna be over. So he just like, fuck it, alright, just knocked him out in the fucking first round with a broken toe.
That is so sick.
Do not Google John Jones broken toe, it's disgusting.
It is.
You wanna see it?
Gotta do.
I'll bring it up right now.
Bring it up, yeah.
You wanna see it? It's disgusting. Okay, you've seen my injury. It's on par. Broken toe.
Oh, did he break his leg too?
No, I don't think so.
That was fucking. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that's.
Yeah, it was Chael Sonnen. Yeah, dude. So he's fighting Chael Sonnen.
Oh, the bad guy.
Yeah, he's fighting Chael Sonnen. Breaks his toe in like the first minute of the round, and it's like, all right, just fucking knocks him out anyway.
That's ridiculous.
In the first round. Crazy, man. Anyway, dude, I think we should wrap it up here because I got to go coach. And we're talking about UFC fighting now.
Yeah.
Not really mindset or business. So I think we can call it a wrap. It was, I think, a successful, good podcast.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll have a more organized flow next time.
Absolutely.
But this was fun, just getting it going,
just
kicking
getting it going, seeing how it goes. I enjoyed it, a good time.
Yeah.
Guys, at the end of the day, like, just if you guys are listening to this, first of all, thank you. But number two is, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, like, I'm doing this for fun.
Yeah.
Like, this is a hobby. This is a hobby for me.
100%.
Maybe one day it becomes something big, but
I agree.
I think we're here both for that. Like,
Yeah.
we're just having fun with it. We're talking about whatever the fuck we want to talk about. Okay. Most of the time it'll be business and mindset, but we want to fucking talk about UFC. Go fuck yourself. We'll talk about UFC.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck off and don't listen. Just kidding.
So, anyways, guys, hey, thank you guys so much. And if you guys enjoyed this podcast, if you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe to the channel. And if you're listening on iTunes, of course, give us a review, 5 stars, or give us a 1-star review. Tell us that we fucking suck.
Yeah, and then we'll be better.
And then we'll do better.
Yeah.
We'll do better. So, all right, guys. Hey, thank you. Have a good one.